have North Korean troops fighting on Europe. That is a perfect example of how the two theatres are interconnected, and the idea that they can be separate and not have a connection from one to the other is an argument that I don't think stands a huge amount of scrutiny, but it is one that as a nation we are making the case that we are better when we work and fight together. That is the case right across the NATO alliance, and that is the case that we will continue to support our friends in Ukraine for as long as it takes.
I think with that we'll have to wrap up because the Minister needs to leave. But thank you everyone, and Minister, thank you for your time. Andrew, Bronwyn, thank you so much.
And we were just listening in there to the British Minister for Armed Forces speaking on security and defense industries. You can see that feed has just ended here. Thanks for joining us on Live Now from Fox. My name is Christy Mattino. Lots of live events and news to get out to today. And right now, I do want to take you out live as we are listening in here to British Prime Minister Keir Starmer making a defense-related visit to Northwest England. He is holding a Q&A with workers.
Highly skilled, fantastic workers, and we must support that as we go forward. So I want to give every support to apprenticeships. I really believe in them, and I think there's a mindset shift for the country here, which is, yes, university good, but apprenticeship good as well, and let's start weighing them equally. And that's why I'm very keen for all of you to get back into schools and tell that message, because sometimes in schools there's a slight tilt that, you know, it's off to university. Not enough emphasis, I don't think, on going in, getting a skill, getting paid as well, and the security, and making a contribution, because all the apprentices here are making a contribution to this business, to this sector, but also to your country. I can't, overemphasize at a time like this, what you do for your country really, really matters. So thank you for your question. Anyone? I'm sorry I've got my back to certain people. But if there are any questions behind, I'll look behind from time to time. Yeah.
Okay. In light of the recent change in commitment from the United States to Ukraine, what do you envisage the UK's military support to Ukraine looking like?
Well, on Ukraine, obviously,
I can tell you this, given the position of a lot of the UK geographically, I would think that that would be a good place to ensure that fiber optic communication get through, and maybe support the U.S. ambassador. I mean, as a safe way to get in there that doesn't involve going through China. I don't know, just an idea.
It's really important that we focus on what matters most, and what matters most, in my view, is a lasting peace. That ensures that Ukraine is both sovereign, able to make their own decisions, and secure, so in a position where we don't just stop the fighting for it to start again in a year.
I'm going to just name two reasons why they might have trouble fixing it. One is not actually having fiber optic supplies, in which case they probably should talk to Bell and Howell in the U.S., and if they don't have, they know who does. And if they have a problem with money, well, that's different.
Year or two or three. For that to happen, obviously, it's important that we are all focused on that, and it is important that if there is a deal, and we don't know there will be, that we defend the deal. And that means that we need to think about what's the guarantee, what's the security guarantee. And what I've said is, I think Europe needs to step up into this space.
This is delayed probably about 7 minutes.
Said for a long time that Europe needs to do more in its own security and defence. I think that's right. And the United Kingdom will play a leading part because we've always stepped up when it's required. So that's why I've made that commitment on behalf of our country. It has to be done in conjunction with the United States, because we have for many decades worked very closely with the United States. You will know through the work you do that our defence, our security, our intelligence is
See, the problem with doing stuff in conjunction with the United States is that it's a long ways away, so hopefully as I see us do nothing. Hopefully in conjunction with the United States means either getting supplies, meaning they actually schedule stuff like, tomorrow, or preferably today. That's just common sense. If it's a money issue, it's a different matter, but I'm assuming it's not that. I'm pretty sure it is. We'll soon find out.
intertwined. No two other countries are as close when it comes to defence and security as our two countries.
Oh, no, Francis closer, please.
So we want to do this in conjunction with the United States because it's that ability.
Oh, that was obvious too.
To work with the United States and with our European partners that has kept the peace for 80 years now. And that's why it's important we step up into this space. I would say two other things which are relevant to you. I think in the meantime, we need to put Ukraine in the strongest possible position. We don't know there's going to be a deal.
Okay, yeah, UK people ignore this. Yeah, often the American people ignore it. Just let you know. Everybody knows that's nonsense, please.
Fighting is going on, and it's a big mistake to think, well, all we've got to do is wait for a deal now. We've got to make sure that if they are fighting on, they're in the strongest position. And even if they go into negotiation, they're in the strongest position. The other thing that I do think is relevant for you, it's a broader picture. I do think Europe needs to step up on security and defence more broadly. And I want to win contracts for you and others.
They've been saying that ever since before World War II.
As that happens, because as the whole of Europe steps up, and I do think it will, that means it's not just the demands, as it were, of our government, it's other governments as well will be looking around to see, well, where can we place our orders for the capability we need? And I know we're good enough, we're leading enough in this country to say you should be putting your orders with us. So I'm envisaging a period, and I hope for a period, where there'll be even more work coming down the track for you, and you may need to increase the number of apprentices.
It's good to
from whatever, it's 50 a year, isn't it? I think.
50 a year.
Yeah. Right. Anywhere else? Anywhere to the sides or behind? Got a question? Sorry, where are we?
Over here.
Apologies.
Hi, you just touched on a little bit then. Investments in the UK shipbuilding is key if we are to compete on the world stage. Do you see shipbuilding as a priority, and what are you going to do about it?
I think as we go forward with defence and security.
Yes, I'm done.